Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all super duper well. I knew the second I'd start speaking he'd wake up. I'm gonna see if he'll self-soothe. I thought I would vlog again today. My husband and I are gonna go for a little day date before he starts work this evening. We're gonna go to a village about half an hour away. They've got a really good deli which we want to try. He's not gonna soothe, is he? And we're gonna take the food and go for a nice walk. Hang on 2 seconds. Oh yeah, I'm looking really sexy by the way. I've got Disney jogging bottoms on underneath my dressing gown. What was I saying? Yes, we're going to go to a deli and take our food for a nice walk around the river down there. I think we'll probably take the dog as well, so that'll be really nice. And actually I don't really have anything else planned. I was thinking I might try and do my birth story today. See how we got on with that. If I don't do it, it'll be in another vlog or a whole separate video. And yeah, that's kind of it. My mum is actually arriving tonight/tomorrow morning in the small hours. And she's not met the baby yet. And I've not seen her for probably about a year. So she lives in Malta, by the way. So that'll be nice. So I kind of want to get the house a bit tidy. Not that my mum would care. Oh, he's not going to settle, is he? Let me go get him. Hello. You want to be on camera? Got him weighed yesterday. He is £10.3. And I got out Sophia's red book today to see what weight she was at that age, and she was 9.14. Oh, this is really sad. But we wanted to go out in about 40 minutes, and I did kind of want to wash my hair this morning. But I don't think I'm going to have the time to wash my hair, am I? Look at him just rooting for a boob. He has just been fed. £10.3, and his birth weight was oh, I forgot. Could do my birth story soon, really, because I've forgotten everything already. I think his birth weight was something like 6'3", and when he was in NICU he lost loads of weight. So we're doing really good, aren't we, mate? Yeah, I can see that this is proving a very unsuccessful intro, so I'm going to feed him, get in the shower, and then by then my husband will be home, and we're going to get ready to go out for the day. Oh. He's so warm, and he's got the baby smell. He didn't have the baby smell when he was in NICU because he was being pumped with antibiotics and medicines and stuff, and his head smelled chemically, almost like a lemon toilet cleaner. But now he's got the baby smell. Oh, smells delish. Right. Let's go get ready for the day. My dog looks so sad when the baby cries. Can you see him down there? It's okay. It's okay. Both of you, it's okay. Right, this is the world's longest intro, so I'm going to leave it here. You ready to go, Ron? actually such a lovely day. We got there before they actually started serving lunch. So as you probably saw, we got a croissant and a pasta delnata, egg custard tart, and 2 coffees, and we took those down to the water to enjoy, and then we went back up when it was lunchtime, which was quite nice. So Matteo has now been fed, nappy changed. We're going to have a chill on the sofa before the school run, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to do just a quick recap of the birth, because I just don't feel like there's much positive to say about it, and I know you all want to know. And the NICU staff were like, you should talk about it. Like, people would be really interested. Some people find it helpful. I don't know. And I don't know, maybe I'll find it cathartic. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up crying. I don't know. It wasn't great. So, my chins. So, as most of you probably could see, I was really struggling in my pregnancy to carry Matteo. I don't know why. We never really got to the conclusion of that. I just could not. I could not carry him. And then one night, I was 35 weeks pregnant. I was putting Sophia to bed, and I was sat like on a bed, and I was feeling a bit wet, and I was like, am I weeing myself? Is this discharge? Is it blood? Or have my water's gone? And I gave it like 2 hours, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm not weeing myself. And I googled it, and Google said to smell it, and they said if it smells like not like wee, maybe your waters have broke. So I was like, oh, I just said to my husband, it was about, honestly, I swear to God, it was about 11 o'clock at night. And I said to my husband, I'm just going to go up because I'm not going to sleep. Go up to hospital. So the triage, I said, I'm not going to sleep unless I go up and get it sorted, like seen to, just so I know. So I went up, and then it turned out my waters had gone. And I really wasn't expecting it. Like, I was fine at this point, but they just said to me, you're not going home, you'll have to stay in now. And I was a bit like, oh, like, I'm not prepared for this. I've turned up, like, my daughter's got school in the morning, my husband's got to go to work. Like, I was a little bit stressed, but I just didn't understand perhaps the severity of it. So long story short, I was given medicine to try and keep Matteo in, and I was put on strict bed rest. And it was horrid. And throughout this time, and most of my pregnancy, I was having they felt strong at the time, but when you give birth, you realise they're not that strong. I was having fairly discomforting contractions. So I spent most of this time hooked up to a machine, having my obs done every 2 hours, on a ward, which meant it was really difficult to sleep. And it was on a ward where people had just given birth as well. So babies crying everywhere. It wasn't fun. And then after 8 days of that, I said to the hospital, I can't stick this for another day. I really want to go home. And they said, you know what, yeah, if you go home, it might bring you into labour. And that's exactly what happened. I was 36 weeks pregnant at this point. And again, I didn't really realise the severity of what was happening. And it was a long labour. I was at 1 centimetre that whole time. And then I had contractions every 2 minutes, like the severest of contractions, still at 1 centimetre for 11 hours. Kill me, I know. It was awful. And I barely slept as well, because I had my obs in every 2 hours when I was in the hospital prior to that. For 8 days, I didn't really get any sleep. So going into this labour, I was pretty tired. And then I think I went to 4 centimetres. And then within a quarter of an hour, I'd pushed Matteo out. And I will say this, pushing him out, oh my God. With Sophia, I kept saying to the doctors or the nurses, the midwives, whatever, my contractions have stopped. I can't push her out. No one listened to me. That was bloody annoying. However, with Matteo, oh my God, the feeling was immense. Like, I could feel my body was ready to give birth. And I pushed him out in 3 pushes. And honestly, I think it was the happiest I've ever felt in my life. Followed by a bit of utter confusion. So they took him away from me. And honestly, I was delirious with exhaustion. And I had absolutely no idea what was going on. I just kept falling asleep because I was so tired, and I just didn't realise there was a problem. Like, literally, I fell asleep, I think, when I pushed my placenta out. I did it out in my sleep. And then in this time, Matteo had been whisked off to NICU, but I was like delirious and I'd fallen asleep, and I had absolutely no idea there was any problem with him. And then after about 2 hours, I got up and had a shower. And my husband explained to me he was in intensive care, and I just didn't really understand until I went in and seen him. And it was crap. And yeah, it was just crap. So he had sepsis, so he was treated for that, and he just wasn't ready to be born. Like, his lungs were underdeveloped, and it was crap. It was just crap. And then I don't want to cry, it was just really crap, and I couldn't cope. It was horrible, just not being able to like cuddle him and learning to tube feed him. That was the worst. So I was expressing milk and I had to tube feed him. And honestly, this is not a big deal. When you've like just given birth and you're all like hormonal and stuff, oh, you have to like suck milk out of their tummy to check their tube is in their tummy before you feed them. Through the tubes. I just didn't like doing it, as you can imagine. I was scared I was gonna like pump air into his tummy or do it wrong. And just listening to this, just sitting there all day. I sat with him as much as I humanely possibly could. I know. And it was also like half term at this point, so Sophia was home. Oh, it's just awful. Just listening to the machines beep all the time. And just monitoring them every day. Like, I'd go in every day to see if he'd got any better. And I knew what all the numbers I just stood on. I understood the screens, and I could see if he'd had a bad night when I'd been asleep. It was just awful. And we were allowed to hold him, but every time we'd hold him, I'd watch the numbers on the screen get progressively worse as he needed to just be back in his little incubator. It was crap. It was so bad. And the ward that I was on for that was horrific. And I did end up coming home for a bit and going in and seeing him. So I stepped at the hospital quite a bit, but it was just crap. Just watching the screens and just watching him not get better for ages was just awful. But ultimately, as you can probably tell, he did turn a corner, and now he's home. And I tell you what, as you might know, Sophia had an operation the other day, and she was on the same machine with the same beeps and the same. And I was watching like her numbers go up and down while she was asleep in the operation. It was just crap. But he's home now. He's healthy. And that is all that matters. And I think that's all I'm going to say. Oh, and if you do want to know, I didn't have any stitches, nor did I tear. Nothing. Now with Sophia, I think it was 52 stitches. I tore. No, I didn't. I had an episiotomy. Because like I said, I couldn't push her out. And I don't like my birth experience of her at all. They just like cut me and then just pulled her out. Awful. So I did think with Matteo, oh, it's going to go down. But turns out, I just pushed him. I didn't even graze. Which was a blessing, but also a little bit insulting. Sorry if that's TMI, but I know people like to know stuff like that. And I think, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to end it here. Okay, it's a lot later on now, and I've just done Sophia and I the ultimate comfort dinner. We've got potato smileys. I've actually never cooked sausages in the oven before, and they look a horrible colour on my camera, but they look really delicious in real life. These are the Hex sausages. And spaghetti, so I'm going to serve that up now, and we're going to enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.